Welcome to the Beat Sessions, your place for all things music. I'm your host, Mitchell Weary. Let's talk about this new record from Julien Baker and TORRES, entitled Send a Prayer My Way. They released that on April 18th. This is the first collaboration between the two artists, despite performing with one another in different capacities for almost a decade now. And with this record, they take the country music torch for a victory lap of their own. TORRES, whose name is Mackenzie Scott, floated the idea of a country-influenced project to Baker about 6 years ago, and much to her surprise, Baker said yes. Both Scott and Baker have spent their careers in the sphere of indie rock, but choosing to take this creative route for their first collaborative effort makes sense when one considers the southern upbringing of both artists. Baker is from Tennessee and Scott from Georgia, both queer kids trying to forge their path in an environment that is in many ways at odds with their individuality. This record focuses on themes of hope, redemption, addiction, and self-loathing, all within the more pronounced framework of love. Add a touch of humor, and you get an album that navigates territory that both artists have explored throughout their careers and topics that are also generally universal in country music. While there are a few questionable moments on this record, the suck an egg line at the end of Tuesday is probably the most obvious. Their melding of a queer perspective in country music is effective and transcends the confines that a specific focus might create. I think the South is a gorgeous part of the country and has much to offer, especially when it comes to music. And I admire the efforts of these two in showcasing those sentiments with an honest balance of their shared frustration with a region of the country that is often deemed as closed-minded. Exploring these themes on this record highlights a turn that I believe we are all beginning to see in traditional spaces all over the country, and that is one of acceptance. That people are cultivating an understanding that not seeing eye to eye on every issue in life is not mutually exclusive when it comes to showing love and respect to one another. It's really disappointing to continue to see news outlets focus on the vitriol of the world, creating clickbait for a despondent minority of doom scrollers. But it's records like Send a Prayer My Way that demonstrate that maybe some of these people just need a little new age country music to exorcise their demons. The duo's love for country music is subtly ubiquitous, both sonically and lyrically, in both of their solo catalogs, and more apparent in their country playlist. Country is spelled a bit differently, if you get my drift, but I bring it up because if you run through all the featured artists there, it gives one a clear idea of the artists that inspired the sound of this record. The album carries an energy inspired by a veneration for legends of the traditional country sound and is deeply rooted in the spirit of Americana instead of a more pop-driven style that could have arguably given the album more commercial appeal. Instead of following in the footsteps of Beyoncé, Morgan Wallen, or Chappell Roan, they take influence from Loretta Lynn, Patsy Cline, and Alison Krauss. The compositions feature tight arrangements with familiar country instrumentation and pleasing melodies. I really enjoyed the combination of traditional country and alternative country that runs throughout the record, channeling the likes of Wilco and Waxahachie's last two records. But I will argue that this record falls a bit short in building on the ingenuity that has made both of their solo careers so exceptional. The pastiche character of these songs doesn't hinder the record, but I would argue that it prevents it from being truly groundbreaking. One of my favorites, the vocal harmonies between the two, are definitely a highlight, with TORRES' raspy vocals providing a lovely complement to Baker's delicate soprano. And you guys know that I am just a sucker for the fiddle as well, and I thoroughly enjoyed the playing of Aisha Burns on this project throughout. Baker and TORRES also enlisted Sarah Tudson of Illuminati Hotties to co-produce the album, and it leads off with the track Dirt, opening with a soothing arpeggiated riff and a stunning vocal performance that carries the track through minimal territory for about the first minute and 30 seconds. It's enhanced by slide guitar and a bit of gentle organ. Both give an excellent vocal performance and the lush harmonies are a sign of what remains to be enjoyed for the rest of the record. Despite the mellow feel to the open, the lyrics aid the music in taking a somber, introspective mood. And I love the lyrics. If you ask how I've been doing, I won't lie. More than half the time, I'm only skating by. Waiting for the ice to melt beneath me, why do I keep at it? Sometimes it makes me feel better, sometimes it makes me feel worse. Used to think that it was magic, now I'm sure that it's a curse. Spend your whole life getting clean just to wind up in the dirt. Got a shortcut into paradise that's killing me, but I still got to try to get there first. The only marbles I've got left follows. You get that classic root and fifth style bass line with the complementary percussion and shuffling rhythm guitar. The slide element steals the show on the track, in my opinion, along with TORRES' charmingly raspy vocal. The chorus captures big energy with fantastic fiddle as well. Sugar in the Tank is your third track, driving acoustic rhythm and slide to open. That slide is going to step aside for the vocal and then re-enters. Drums hit great, and a bit of banjo plays in to develop a fuller sound that is upbeat and captures their indie flair. Bottom of the Bottle is your fourth track, and it just wouldn't be a country record without some drinking songs. The track is highlighted by plodding percussion and acoustic rhythm that is slightly more energetic. Captivating fiddle element is going to take a hold, but it drops when the vocal enters. You get a bit of mandolin that works in with the electric guitar as well, and there's a solemn mood with lots of bright elements that drives this track. The fiddle solo is short but killer, and its presence is great to close this song as well. Downhill Both Ways is the fifth track. It opens with arpeggiated acoustic and slide guitar. This track really showcases some of the best harmonies on this record, especially in front of the minimal composition. The textures are going to slowly build in around a minute, with the drums entering about at a minute 40. The rhythm is going to go to work with a down-tempo breakbeat and a little roll on the snare to complement. And there's a gentle jam to close this track out. No Desert Flower is track number 6. Lo-fi indie acoustic rhythm and toms carry for the first 30 seconds. The drums and slide come to life to build character. A slow and gentle groove develops, but reverts to the minimal intro feel that this track starts with. This track has a big atmospheric body as well. Tape Runs Out is your seventh song. It leads with a 90s alternative electric rhythm, and B-side really seems to capture more of this feel. I love the B-side of this record. The slide works in with the drum roll behind it, brooding dark track with sorrowful and bright vocal melodies. Harmonies are great here as well, and the fiddle and slide take over for a moment at about a minute 30, and again at 2 minutes for a bit longer, building into a big rocking coda that fades out. Off the Wagon is next, and it captures a similar feel to Tape Runs Out. Acoustic rhythm and slide with a similar tempo creates more of an alternative country drive. This track features another big soaring vocal hook and a big coda that fizzles out beautifully. Tuesday is track number 9 on the album, opens with minimal vocal and arpeggiated acoustic guitar. It's upbeat with supple energy. Light slide works in with mid-tempo rhythm as well. Verses are minimal while the choruses fill out. And there's a great storytelling here, but I really do question the necessity of that last line that I mentioned. The punk rock nature of it suits both of them, but I don't think it complements this particular composition. Showdown is your 10th song. It leads with arpeggiated acoustic rhythm, slide with soft production. Bright vocal carries the track into the verse, and that slide is going to continue to wax and wane throughout the song with the soft droning textures that work in as well. Fiddle swells to create and enhance the melody, and I just love the mood of this track. Sylvia is your penultimate track. Vocal and dark acoustic rhythm open, and I really enjoyed the groove that the guitar settles into. Rhythm jumps in to enhance that groove with a prominent bass element and some slide working strong in the second verse as well. Goodbye Baby closes the record. It opens with a jovial acoustic riff and what seems like an off-the-cuff studio moment. It cuts out momentarily, and then the song goes to work. It's brief and dark, and in some ways feels kind of anticlimactic for a record that starts off incredibly strong, in my opinion. I really do like that the two of them finally made an effort to get together and actually put out a collaborative effort. This is a record that is definitely worth your time and worth checking out, but ultimately I do think that there are some elements that hinder it from being truly great. I'm going to give this record a 7.2 out of 10, but I'm definitely going to buy it on vinyl. The wax package is absolutely beautiful, and I might encourage all of you to dip by your local record store and check that out as well. I hope you enjoyed this record. I hope you find this review helpful as well. Please like this video, share it, subscribe to the channel, do all the things to help me blow this project up in 2025, and stay tuned throughout the week for more album reviews. We will see you next time on the Beat Sessions.